Hey everyone, welcome to the lab. It's Brandon here. Today I'm Gin Xiang.
Hello everyone.
Yeah, today we'll be going through our winning decks from last week's Magic the Gathering EDH event that we have been holding at our shop, which is at Toxic, linked in the description, so everything you need is there. So Gin Xiang, tell me more about the deck you brought last week.
Yes, so the deck I brought last week was a partner commander of Ikra Shidiqi and Brinelin the Moon Kraken. So the general idea of the deck is pretty simple. It's the sea creature tribal deck.
Oh,
Yeah. So the general idea of the deck is pretty simple. It's just a big creature deck. Early game, I just want to ram, and then after that play all the big CMC creature spells, and using Ikra ability to gain back life, hopefully to go into a later game, and using the Moon Kraken ability, wherever I cast a CMC 6 or greater spell, I get to bounce the opponent's non-land permanent back to their hand. So yes, that's the idea.
so the deck is just many big creatures, as I can see here. You even have Chunho's child in the form of Rexall. Recently, you have the usual Archimedes, very big. It's a very big boy. 12. Well, there's a Summertime Hunters, but one of the cheapest big bodies you can get, so I guess that's understandable. They have a lot of huge seconds. It seems that your deck general curve is so high. How do you manage to close out last week's game?
Yeah, it was a pretty devastating moment for me last week, because I early game had 4 lands, but none of them was forest. I had to start with 2 island and 2 swamp, even though I have a Kodama Reach in hand. But then so I took a chance and hopefully to get a green mana or even a mana rocks. But then
your red like not a lot, you only have the usual these 2
Yeah,
and your 1 rampant.
Yeah,
Usually
that's
I was expecting to see more since you're a big creature Ikra deck. So
yeah,
maybe I guess it's the artifact.
yeah, maybe a few bit seems right, but the thing is, I load the deck not just with lots of ramp spell, but also quite a bit of draw power. As you can see, the preordain, the strategic planning, growth spiral, and even the constant draw engine, elemental spawn, and Garrus uprising. So the enchantment. Also give and there's even the greed. So usually the good thing about greed is cause Ikra's ability help me gain back life. So sometimes I just dump all my black mana, which I don't really use for my creatures also, into dumping to greed, so I can just keep paying the life and draw the card. So which is a pretty good card, especially for black players that I'll recommend.
You gain quite a lot of life
The toughness,
yeah, so a lot of your huge creatures there are probably very huge in toughness. Like
Alright.
being like the 6 and 7 range, or like 5 being your smallest one, then roughly big something. So I guess feeding some for card draw is okay. So usually the win con is just having a very controlled board state and then just closing the game from the late game there.
Yes.
Very fortunately, your table do not have heavy stacks into it. Heavy stacks table, so you probably manage to just slowly play out your creatures one by one without much of a problem.
Yeah.
Tell us more about like your pod, like your matchup in that pod, and like how do you manage to dodge your opponents from killing you before reaching late game?
Yeah, so cause during that board, the other 3 players, so one of the commander was the light ball, where it's the mono white Voltron deck, and then the second player was the Lord Windbreeze deck, and the third one was the Ishin, the 2 Heaven has 1 deck. So you may think how I survived the onslaught of these 3 decks. Well, when you hear the name Lightfall, I guess most people will know. Lightfall is a must go player remover first deck.
Yeah, Lightfall is the one that you can cast enchantments from when you cast an enchantment, you get to pull a cheaper enchantment from your deck, right? Specifically auras onto it,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so during that game, one of the one who was playing Lightfall was my friend, and he had a perfect start. So he was an instant target, I had to admit. He started with a Blaze, a Soul Ring, and a Marble Diamond. So that is a very spicy turn one.
I see. So yeah, Lightfall here quite cheap. He's only 2 CMC, so that's kind of how the skill very fast. So when the aura enters the battlefield, you cast it, you put the life of Shorika and the rest. Value all equal to the different ways. It is very easy commander considering like all the auras are relatively cheap. Like I can see from here already, there's a few high ones that let you search the smaller ones. And then the smallest few, like Sagada, like I don't think this is your friend's exact list, but this is just a random list I pulled out that probably runs this kind of stuff. Usually it's just a lot in general.
I'll say the idea is generally similar. You just want to cast cheap enchantment, then make Lightfall as big as possible. But the problem that not only he enforced that he has a great start, but during his turn 2, not only he able to cast Lightfall, he's also got the enchantment, I can't remember the name, is where the creature gains indestructible. The enchantment.
That's an auto removal, kind of.
Yeah, it makes the removal harder. Then when he casts that enchantment, he also searched for the enchantment. I also can't remember the name. Is where the creature, whenever the player is dealt any damage, the damage will be dealt to the enchanted creature as well instead. So which means all the damage that we have dealt to the player playing Lightfall is all went straight to Lightfall. But then the problem is Lightfall was indestructible.
So basically it's a giant enchantment that can deal lots of damage, but then if it were to deal damage to players, it will deal damage to the enchanted creature. But Lightfall being indestructible at that point in time, he basically takes like no
damage at all, cannot be destroyed.
I see.
Yeah, so
yeah, just at that point, right, if you're fighting your Voltron deck, you just pray it doesn't swing at you, so you don't really have to deal with it.
correct. So and plus at that moment the other 3 players totally agreed. Okay, the Lightfall player has to go. He was way too much trash. He set up a way too good turn 2 play already. When you thought turn 1 couldn't be worse, his turn 2 just woo.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just nice that table you also had an Ishin and Lord Windgrace, right? Both being non-blue deck. So I guess with the advantage of your side having the 1 to 2 I think only 2 counters.
Yeah.
It kind of gives you that very, very slight. And I say very slight because you're not like a real. You're not like a super heavy. You're not a super heavy control deck that plays a lot of counter spells. You're just big creatures.
Yeah.
Big creature and you just spray your opponent can't just leave them off with your exile like a card of exile.
Yeah.
Just nice. Both Lightfall and Ishin have access to white, so that would have been very terrifying if suddenly they exile your whole table.
Yeah, but the thing is, that time I had to. So I actually draw into a good removal spell, which is Infinite Grasp, but that was right after the Lightfall gained indestructible. So I had to switch to my alternate plan, which is to use Blood Pet, and I helped the Ishin player to draw the 2 cards instead of myself, because all of us were hoping you're the only other white player, so you're the only one that has a exile permanent removal spell.
That's true. Lord Windgrace is in Jan, so he doesn't really have access to exile.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wait, thankfully, the 2 cards that I give to the Ishin player, he managed to draw into a fast to exile.
Oh, that was very
That was a real clutch moment because all of us actually took like about 10 to 15 commander damage from life 4 already, so
I'm not surprised that he didn't he tried to really take one of your offers because the lesser players he has to deal with within just 5 minutes of players.
yeah, usually the case, but
considering this was not a super hyper competitive event, usually the Voltron commanders will be like, yeah, I'm gonna put you at like one hit away from death. If you don't do anything to me, you won't receive.
Yeah, that's one thing also, but the problem was during that time, like Paul didn't have any flying or trample during that time. He was just being big with all the +1/+1 and life play. So
yeah, I mean with white not having like the best of card draw in general. And
yeah, that was also one problem.
Yeah,
even
the consistency isn't at its maximum per se. So thank goodness, if not you guys would have been just shut off straight. The list just now I pulled out there was a SRAM. So did your friend run SRAM inside?
Yeah, he does play SRAM and
but
he
just
also
didn't hit
he just didn't hit.
I guess that's kind of lucky because if you see a SRAM on the table, I think oh it's good.
Yeah,
they'll probably perish already.
Yeah, the good thing is that he didn't have a draw engine on the board, so which that was our real lucky break because if he had because he actually had a Seizure of the Throne instead. Whenever he casts enchantment, he get a 4/4 angel instead. So even though the 4/4 angel was scary, but the problem was that he didn't have a good draw engine. So which means we know that once we get the side 4 out of the board, we could at least survive. That's for sure.
Yeah, so congrats on that win at your part. So now I'm gonna talk about my commander deck that I brought last week. Cause my table was a bit scary. We had a Malcolm on the one end, and we had your Esika God 3 deck on the other side. So I was a bit scared to just bring like my mono red deck as I would usually do because I like red. So I decided to bring Shorika. Yes, I'm gonna get flamed for this in the comments, but that's fine. But this deck was not meant to be. It's kind of built to very close to CDH levels, but I don't really know how to classify whether it is. So let's just run through the deck. So Shorika, everyone knows what Shorika does. It's a draw 2, drop 1, make a body. So in short, it says a few things for 1 mana. So I draw 2 cards, I put a body on the table so that I can do things, or become blockers because this deck is actually a polymorph Shorika deck that wants to go out with the horror. So we do have the polymorph somewhere down here. I have the polymorph. So usually the polymorph would sack a pilot from Shorika because it's free anyways. Then you just dig out for Public Horror because I have no other creatures. Like any creature you think you see in here is probably just Shorika tokens or the vehicles if I do kill them. However, these creatures, there's only like 4 vehicles in here I think. Imposter Mech, Cultivator's Caravan, Peace Walker Colossus, and Mobilizer Mech. So although I don't have the foolproof combo of Hullbreaker into bouncing everything, actually technically we do. We have the soaring Sculptor. So technically that's an infinite bounce kind of thing. There's also, I don't know whether I forgot to play Tormod Script, but I think I forgot to play Tormod Script because I had a Tormod Script just in case I was really with a friend with a graveyard centric deck. I should probably add that back in. I don't have mana crate or not, so my best bet was with a soaring plus a 0 mana other deck, so I need to keep bouncing with Public Horror to get infinite colorless mana, and with that and try to see a Icecrown Sector along the way. The reason why we run all these vehicles while having a polymorph threat is because I have the Intruder Alarm. Yes, by right I'm not supposed to have this in my deck because it was a stack piece, but I didn't play it down at all until the moment I quit. Take the combo with Shorika.
Yeah.
So we were at my table was at quite the ropes as well because other than the Malcolm player, and the God Tree deck, we also have a Brutified deck. Being the third player in rotation. He managed to pop off really easily with like a dual Lotus into Brutified like on turn 3. So he kind of drew the nuts there. So that from there on his board just started scaling like really exponentially. So he threatened the Malcolm. He threatened the Malcolm first because Malcolm was easier to combo off with Green Town Buccaneer, so on and so forth. But it is a red blue deck, and commander damage technically is also a thing. You know, I don't know how relevant that usually is, but usually it's the Green Town Buccaneer that kills people.
Yeah,
so he was afraid of that, and he got rid of the Malcolm player first. Then, to my luck, my bad luck, I didn't draw anything and I was in range of Minto with the Brutified board. But thank God, Cal, piloting the God Tree deck, he managed to pull out a board wipe to clear all the creatures, and just nice, because I don't run any creatures, I was not affected by that at all. So I slowly proceeded to draw more cards with Shorika while both Cal and the Brutified player tried to rebuild their board state, because they both were slowly running out of gas as well. So I guess that's the advantage of Shorika. If they don't like remove him as a artifact, because I'm never crewing him, then he's just gonna provide me so much value. Which is why I run the Killer Alarm package as well with these two just in case I need to find a way. Because if you think about it, if you crew Mobilizer back, it automatically crews the Shorika, and Cultivator's Caravan is a crew tree, which means your pilot from Shorika can just automatically pilot it. So with two easy to pilot cards and then and then the Mobilizer Mech enabling the Shorika, and we have Peace Walker Colossus as well, which we don't need to crew because we pay mana. So it's either I pay 2 extra mana or I tap a pilot, so there's not much of a difference. So it's also all cheap. This is 3, this is a 3, this is a 2. So it's very cheap. Imposter Mech, if I really needed to copy something, like a second Cultivator's Caravan, just in case I need to be up on mana when I do my Intruder Alarm combo, so that I can draw my Isochron or I can hit the Polymorph, whichever one comes first, to end on the Interflux Reservoir Stream. In short, I have a feeling that this deck is one of my most consistent decks like out of the game. I built this deck 1 week before the event, or even like a few days before. Just so that I could have fun, because I wanted to build Shorika for a long time. But I just didn't have the deck yet. But thank God my friend managed to send me his pieces. So very consistent. It's kind of insane. I could possibly bring this to a CDH level and actually feel fine. Although I need to probably up the number of white
that is
white I have, because I was breaking super hard because I didn't draw any white mana for Shorika. So that's one issue. I'm playing the fake fetch lands as the Obscuras and Nature CFO. I'm probably gonna get the bent one as well. The brokers land. So that I could just search for things. I was that desperate to the extent I was running Archaea Merchant level. So just in case, so that I can search for planes, and because usually I'm the white and blue player, I'm never gonna be up on lands. So having the extra land into play, like exploration, so that is like Forsaken Monument actually may not be needed in this list, although it kind of synergizes well with the Soul Ring and the Interflux, since if I ever reach the point where I get infinite colors mana anyways, then just makes a lot of things a lot easier. It gives you life when you cast colorless, so with the Hullbreaker, just like you can Soul Ring. If you have Forsaken Monument, you can technically Soul Ring and almost anything else, any other artifact that's not like free, and then with Hullbreaker Aura you just net colorless, and then you just try to find the Icon. Yeah, it's just infinite. In a sense, it's just Etherflux. It's just Etherflux from me. It's just how I get to the Etherflux. Usually the Intruder Alarm as of the moment, because I don't have the other consistent combo other than the Hullbreaker Aura for now. So that's how the deck is, because that's how you're supposed to be.
Yeah, your deck is pretty more of a control based deck. Not really have.
Although I barely pulled out like a lot of the the toxic stuff. Like I didn't cast. I don't remember casting. Okay, I hard casted a Fierce Guardianship to save the table. That was the one time I was like thinking, holy cow, I needed to use this as a normal counter spell and like not have it for free. My pack on negation never showed up, so that's not really an issue so far. But the tap 5, the pay 5 will effort if I needed to do it. I didn't need a rift. I didn't need to rift. I didn't draw it anyway. Offer you can't refuse is a decent card. I don't have Swan Song. I'm trying to get myself a hundred. So yeah, it's literally almost to the extent of counter spell power. You sit on Shorika and don't die.
Yeah, your deck is pretty straightforward. Just run to combo or get Shorika and use Shorika ability to draw.
I run a little bit more board-wise than usual for creatures. I'm not really affected. I only have tokens. Organic Extinction, again, non-artifact creatures, so all the more I'm safe. Also it has Improvise, so I can technically cast it for 2 white. Vanquish the Horde is technically always 2 white if I play it right. So it's because it's 1 less for every creature, it's a white blast. It's a white blasphemous act that's kind of stronger in a sense. So it's really strong. For the 1 extra mana, I guarantee the destruction is the blasphemous act. So thank god for that card. This patch is also very good with artifact deck, so it's a 3rd copy of Swords to Plowshares and After Exile. It's basically a 3rd copy, which is kind of strong. Yeah, then of course your dramatic is also Isocon combo. I'm thinking of kicking out my Effect of Fiction very soon. So yeah, I'm very proud of this list. Although I probably will never bring this to our shop to play like in event again, because we are trying to keep the gameplay.
Our level.
So this isn't really meme. This is like an actual competitive strat.
Yeah,
so I'm sorry to the guys at the table that suffered the wrath of the Howlbreaker. Because I could have potentially just bounced all their lands also with the Howlbreaker if I do it right. So yeah, thank god I did not have to. I just focused on closing the game out. Because it was late at night. We started kind of late, so that day was kind of messy. But all the players had a good time. Our respective winners, other than ourselves, me and Gin Xiang didn't get the prize for the discount, but we gave them away in the form of a lucky draw, so that they have a chance at getting more products at the shop. So yeah, that was it. That is the end of our first Magic the Gathering video. I hope you guys enjoyed this EDH voiceover from our events. If possible, we would love to start doing this for like all the decks that pop at our event. So because we are trying to keep our event more casual, so we will see more of a variety of strats that doesn't really come up in the CEH. So, and also, if you guys want to buy more Magic products, you can always just check out the links in the description, where you will find the Toxic shop website with all the Magic products. For now, we have our new Capenna boxes. We still have 2, and we have SDs coming up, which is the one from Commander Legends, Baldur's Gate. We also have the Baldur's Gate booster. Yes, Gin Xiang? I'm pretty sure you got a few of those.
We have previously ordered the new set.
We have all those prepared and are on the way. So if you guys want to come down and join us at the event, you can also check out our Facebook page, link in the description, where I have the Google form for the registration there. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye bye!
Bye!